Hey, welcome back to Clocked Out Podcast. We're your hosts, Stick and Abe. Welcome back to Clocked Out Podcast. You heard that right. It's just Stick and Abe this week. Our schedules just really didn't line up this week at all.
No.
McCall's
She's at a
got,
Christmas work party.
she's got some work stuff going on. Avery and I were busy during the week, and it just didn't align. So you're stuck with just Avery and I tonight.
Sorry about that.
So sorry for you guys. The one that keeps us in line is not here.
Yeah, genuinely. But don't worry, next week will be better. We have a special guest.
We do. We have the whole Clocked Out crew back and a special guest who's flying in just for the podcast. Can you believe that?
Couldn't be for the holidays.
No. He's not seeing his family for the holidays. He's
No.
flying in specifically to record the podcast.
Yeah, obviously. And I think it'll be cool to have a male perspective on this. I know mostly women listen, but hey.
But our special guest he's in touch with like feminine things.
Yes, he is.
He can relate to the ladies.
Yeah.
He
He's a
gets
very
it.
social guy. Mhm.
He is very social. It'll be a great episode. Absolutely no one has guessed who it is.
No one?
No.
I bet they will after this, though.
Yeah.
Talking about him flying in. But hey, that's okay.
I mean, someone asked me and Dylan saw them last night and he told them who it was. So technically one person knows.
Okay.
Well, Holly knows too.
Of course.
There's two
Well,
people.
yeah.
But it's fine. It'll be a fun
Oh.
episode. Probably be a lot of giggles. Yeah. Have you listened to Kylie Kelsey's podcast?
Not really. I mean, I've seen clips of it on like Instagram reels and stuff. Like she says funny shit.
Yeah.
I saw the clip of her talking about like pregnancy and how, which is crazy. She's like, I hate pregnancy. If
Yeah, she
someone came
does.
up to me and was like, "This is the most beautiful thing ever," she's like, "I'd probably punch them in their face."
Yeah.
And and I get that, but bro, you're on your fourth. Like,
Yeah.
couldn't be me. Could
She
not be me.
she
I
hates the
really hate it.
process, but apparently it's worth it for her.
I mean, I guess that's where we differ. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
wow. I'm gonna have
Just
Collins
kidding.
listen to this in 10 years.
No. I mean, I love the kids that I have, but like, there's a limit. Like, like 4 pregnancies is gonna be enough.
Yeah. I mean,
If
I wonder
I,
if they were going for a boy.
yeah, did she address that? Did you listen to it?
I did address that, and I don't think I didn't address that. She didn't address that in the podcast, I don't think. She just said it was a fourth girl.
Okay, because I'm sure people ask her that all the time. Like, even
Oh,
I, just on my second kid, get asked, "Are you hoping for a boy? Is that why you're not finding out? Because you would be disappointed if you found out it was a girl." And I was like, "No, that's
which is
really
wild,
genuinely not
like,
it." Yeah,
when people say, like, "Oh, I'm disappointed in the gender of my child."
yeah, no.
You need your brain cells checked.
I mean, okay, so I guess I do understand. Like, okay, so on my mom Facebook page for both Collins and for this baby, people do talk about gender disappointment, like when they find out. And I think it's a real thing. Like, if people really always envision themselves having like a boy and a girl, or like
Yeah.
2 girls, 2 boys, or wherever that may lie, and then they don't get it, especially if you hate pregnancy, I could see that being a big bummer. But CJ and I have always been like, we're gonna have kids because we want more kids, not because we want
A
a
certain
variety of,
gender.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like, even if this baby's a girl, we still might have a third, but not because we want a boy. Like, we just
Right.
might want 3 kids, period.
Everyone
Um,
would think that, though.
if this is a boy, we might have another kid. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it is a boy. In fact,
yeah,
I know you're having a boy.
you said that about Collins, dude. You were so
Yeah,
wrong. You and
this
Dylan
one's
both, and Dylan thought it was rigged. The gender reveal.
this feels different.
You think?
Yeah,
Feels about the same for me, baby.
not for me. I'm getting boy vibes all the way.
Well, I think I'm carrying a little lower, but also I was heavier when I got pregnant this time, and my body's been through it before, so I think everything's just hanging a little lower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're like glowier this pregnancy.
I went on Accutane, so So, yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
let's just accept a compliment and move on.
No, thank you for saying that, first of all, but I
Wow.
don't think I think that if I wouldn't have done Accutane after I had Collins, that my face still would have freaked out. I do.
Yeah,
But Accutane actually, like, a lot of times once you finish, like, a single dose of it, not a single dose, but, like, a treatment course of it, um, you don't have to go back on it again most of the time because it shrinks your pores permanently, so
really.
yep.
I should have got on that in about 6th grade.
Yeah, I was hesitant 6th grade. Okay,
Should
stop.
have attacked it from the start.
I was hesitant to do it, but it
It's a
worked out.
pill, right?
It is. Well, let's should we go into
Should
this
we
or
dive
should
into
we
this? Let's dive into it because I'm
okay.
30 years old and still fight acne. So,
Okay. We were talking about the this is going to be squirrely.
well,
But
yeah,
we were
naturally.
talking about the Kylie Kelsey podcast for 1 second and then it snowballed.
Yep.
So, but we really like we can circle back around. So,
Yeah.
I yeah, I didn't really ever struggle with acne in any point in my life.
No, you've
So
always had perfectly clear skin.
yes, like, even gosh, even when I went through puberty in high school, like, I rarely got a pimple, and I'm not just tooting my own horn. My pores were really small, like, I didn't have blackheads, I didn't like, nothing, and then I went off well, I didn't get on birth control actually until college, so it wasn't, like, due to that, like, I know some people are like, "Oh, she was
Right, the
probably on
hormone
birth
shift.
control." Well, yeah, and they probably think that's why I didn't have acne in high school, because a lot of people did go on, uh, birth control to help with their acne,
Yeah.
but no, I was not on birth control. I just had very clear skin, and my mom has very clear skin. My mom never struggled with acne. My
Yeah.
sisters never really did. McCall, she gets a pimple here and there, but it's not like acne, you know?
I've seen, like, 2 pimples on my mom in my 30 years of life and none on my dad, so
Right. Yeah,
and my
no.
brother really never had acne.
Uh-uh. My
So
brother did. He did. Like in 8th grade, freshman year or so. He did a little bit, but I mean, it
yeah,
was nothing.
I guess my brother did, like, that around that time frame too, probably when their hormones were shifting too.
Yes, but it's just not as extensive or as long, I
No.
don't think. So they
And they
got
don't
him
pay
out of it.
attention to it, like, it doesn't affect their day, I don't feel like.
No, they're like, I have a huge white head on my chin and I don't care. And I'm like, I need to pick that shit now,
Immediately.
immediately. Even though I know it might scar, don't care. I can't
Don't
be
care.
walking around
I
with
won't be
this.
in public with a fucking white head on my
No, I
face.
can't either. I can't.
No. I check
Um,
that shit every morning I wake up, I'm like,
I know.
"Any new developments?"
Yeah, for sure. Not going out with a big old white head on my face, but
Absolutely not.
um
Anyway.
anyways, I started to develop acne after I got married. So I was 26 years old. That was cool. Uh, I and people are gonna be like, "Well, that's because you went off birth control." No, because I was off birth control for 7 months before I started getting acne, and I did not start getting acne until after my miscarriage.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got pregnant in May. This is gonna be wrong. I think it was like July of 21. Not then I miscarried in September, and then
Oh.
my face just got out of control. Like, I thought it was perioral dermatitis at first because
You
it
went down the rabbit hole for sure.
oh, and I am like that, especially with anything medical, but
Mhm.
when it's on your face, like so it looks like almost at first it looks like and it was all very localized to my chin area, my chin,
Mhm.
but like my jawline, my chin, my mouth, and like my neck even,
Oh.
and my chest and my back. And so
And your
at
crack?
first it looked like heat rash kind of, and one time, this is so sweet. Brothers are so nice. Um, I had to take Shane to go pick up his car, like in Rochelle or something, or I don't even remember. It might have been
After a night of
Williamsburg.
partying?
No, no, no. It was in a shop. It was in
Oh.
the shop. um, and he's like, "What you got going on in your face, bud? Are you having? Is that heat rash?" And I'm like, "Oh God, thank you.
Oh
Very
my
sensitive."
god, classic Shane.
Uh huh. Yeah. Um, but it was so strange. It didn't get whiteheads at first, and they were super small. But as it went on, like I had my miscarriage, and then I wanna say, like, around January, February, so a couple months later, it started getting significantly better.
Hmm.
Like, it almost was gone, and then I got pregnant with Collins
Came
in
back?
February. Yeah, and it came back cystic, though, like,
Oh.
deep, like, sometimes they didn't get whiteheads, and they hurt, like
Yeah, those are the worst. The,
yes.
like, deep, like, don't break the cervix,
Yeah, they never came up
painful. Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I got whiteheads too, but,
Mhm.
like, along my jawline, I would get ones, like, I would feel them start to come on before anyone could even see them. Like, they
And
just
it, like, would hurt to
hurt.
talk. Just move
Yes,
your face.
which is crazy, or, like, yeah, around your lips.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah,
Can't stand that.
so I was like, "Okay, now I get it to a certain extent, like, how I don't know how teenagers do it." Like, I'm a grown-ass adult, 28 years old, sure of myself, confident in who I am, but to be, like, a 13-year-old with acne like that, I would
Ain't no
die.
way.
I would die.
Ain't
I
no
feel
way.
so bad, and it's on your face, like, it's such a like a like, like, I did have some, like, chest acne and back acne during pregnancy with her. Um,
But your
the
face is just, like, so exposed.
Yeah, I can hide all that. I can just wear different stuff, but,
Yes.
um, it made me miserable during my pregnancy because I was so self-conscious the whole time, like,
Yeah, it
just
didn't help with your pregnancy hormones on top of all that.
no. I remember one time, you probably remember this too, I was, like, 15 weeks pregnant, and CJ was getting ready to go to work. He was working second shift, and I was sobbing in the spare bedroom. Like, I just could not. I was so devastated by the way my face looked. And CJ was like, reached out to Stick and was like, "You need to call her.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
not
when I was at
okay."
work.
Yeah.
He called me and he's like, "Can you please call Avery and calm her down?"
Yeah.
I
I
literally
was
walked out of work. I said, "Be right back."
yeah. I was just I was unwell. I was yeah, I was losing my stuff. And like after I had Collins too, I was like, okay, my hormones will start to come down, but I wanted to breastfeed. And I knew that if I breastfed, no, my hormones aren't going to completely level out.
Right.
Um, the breastfeeding journey didn't end up working out. So I decided to try some other avenues because after about 3 months postpartum, my face still wasn't clearing up. And I had tried literally every topical, everything. And basically, my doctor was like, you can try spirolac. I'm going to butcher this, but it's
Spiralactone?
yeah, it's like a I
That
think it's a
yeah.
cholesterol med
I know what you're
possibly.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah, is it a cholesterol med? I don't know.
Mm. I
Hold on.
dispensed it a lot, but couldn't tell
It's
you.
used for right, good. So knowledgeable, thank you.
Yeah, I ain't the
Um,
pharmacist.
this is true. I need to look because basically I didn't wanna do that because that is used to treat another condition primarily.
Oh, are you Googling it?
Yeah.
It was a pretty often filled medication when I worked at the
It
pharmacy.
looks like high blood pressure, not cholesterol.
Oh, yeah.
It's a diuretic. Yeah, okay. But it can be used for acne treatment.
So, like, what if you're, like, already, like, a naturally low running blood pressure person?
Um,
Should you even be taking that?
well, that's kind of what I had said. Um, because I have really low blood
Yeah,
pressure
that's what I
naturally.
thought.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, it's such a low dose. It shouldn't cause an issue, and we'll obviously keep track of all that. Blah 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 blah. And then after she's like it's either this or it's Accutane at this point, like, or you can give your body more time to like level out your hormones. And I'm like, no bitch, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
done.
not playing with the time game.
No, I was like, I'm good. So um she told me all like the rundown. Oh, and she told me too if I did spirulactone that I would have to go off of it when I got pregnant again. So she
Oh,
was like, my your hormonal acne is probably going to come back the next time you get pregnant. And it's I didn't want to be on that like for a long term. Like you have to take it
right.
continuously. Once you stop taking it, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh,
So
no. Hate that
I didn't
option.
yeah. And I know she started giving me the rundown of all the Accutane side effects and like I know that some people have very mixed feelings about it, and I did too, but at this point, it was
It
affecting
worked
my
for
life
you?
so much. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, "I don't care, I'm gonna try it. It's a last resort kinda thing," and, um, she actually herself had been on Accutane twice, my
Oh, wow.
dermatologist. So, she was on it once in high school, and then once after college, like,
Mm.
she got adult acne. Yeah. And I was worried. I was like, "Well, is that gonna affect, like, my fertility moving forward?" And she's like, "No, I have 3 sons." And she's like, "That's why when you're on Accutane, they have to so strictly, like, you have to do pregnancy tests once a month. You have to make sure you don't get pregnant because it does not affect you getting pregnant, and if you do get pregnant on it, it is hot, like, it's tetragenic, so, like, you have a high risk of having a deformed
I was gonna
baby
say
with
it affects the
deformities."
fetus, not necessarily
Yeah, it's
you.
like a class X. Yeah, so you cannot get pregnant while you're on that. So that was kind of a pain in the ass. Like, not the not getting pregnant part, but the because I was
Pregnancy
under
tests
control
every
too.
month and
Yes, the pregnancy
yeah.
test every month, and like you have to do like this thing called I pledge, so it gets you into like this system where you have to get your prescription within so many days. And we were leaving on a vacation at one point. Oh, I think it was for no, no, it wouldn't have been for Florida, but I don't remember where we were going. But
I remember that though.
yeah, you remember? I think I went with
Mhm.
you guys somewhere, but I was like, "I have to have this medication before I leave." Like, you
Yeah.
have to get it filled within 5 days of doing, like, your pregnancy test and doing,
Oh,
like, the I
yeah.
pledge questions. But, they ended up getting it to me, and it was fine, but I was on it for 5 months. Some people are on it longer than that. Some people are on it a little less than that. And I was not at the highest dose. I was probably they started me off the first 2 months at the lowest dose, and then they slowly, like, increased it. Like, then I was taking 2 a day,
Oh,
and then,
wow.
like, a higher dosage, and then my last month, I was doing, like, the highest dosage for me, but it wasn't, like, the highest dosage overall. It was, like, middle of the road. I will say
You didn't
what
really have any side effects, did you, besides, like, dry lips? I remember
yeah,
your lips being really dry.
terrible, terrible. My lips were peeling like a snake every day. It was terrible, it was
Love
gross.
that.
Like, that made me self-conscious too, but it was what it was. I had
Yeah.
really dry eyes and really dry
Oh,
skin,
yeah.
but I'm a super dry person
Oh
naturally.
my
Dry
god,
skin, dry
same.
eyes, dry mouth, dry like, everything. So,
I am a fucking desert.
yeah, same. So, basically, that was to be expected for me. It just exasperated all of that, and they're like, "Try Aquaphor, try Vaseline, try all" just so you know, none of that shit helps. You just
I
gotta
was gonna
bear it.
say.
Yeah. It did nothing, and I was drinking the most water I've ever drank, I feel like, in my life, and I still yeah, because I was desperate, like, "Please help me."
At least you knew you weren't gonna get a kidney stone with all that water drinking.
Yeah, for sure. So, um, it was worth it for me. I understand why people have their reservations about it, and, like, there's horror stories out there where they're like, "Oh, someone died of Accutane," and I'm like, "Well, what other underlying conditions did they have? Was it
Yeah,
really
something else was
truly"
going on there.
yeah. Was there like, after their autopsy, they're like, "It was the Accutane." I doubt it. I
I
mean,
highly doubt it. They're probably like, "Oh, they actually had a their arteries were clogged."
yes, like, there was other shit going on. Like,
Yeah.
that's not yeah. Maybe it exasperated their condition, but they drew my blood work too. So, like, before you get on it, you have to have a full, like, panel done,
Mhm.
and then you get your blood work checked again halfway through. Can't remember what they were so focused on. Your kidney function or something, maybe?
Oh, maybe it probably did affect your kidneys.
Yeah, so, my blood work always came back fine. They were never concerned about me, so I carried on for the 5 months, and after that, um, after you finish it, then you have to go 1 full month off of it, like, have a period and a cycle and everything
Oh,
before you
really?
can try to conceive. Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
just to make sure, like, its half-life is less than that, but it's just, like, to be doubly cautious.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe I'll look into it.
Have you thought about it?
I have, I just have never been to a dermatologist.
They're gonna make you at least my dermatologist made me try everything else first, which was
See, I'm not trying to fuck with none of that.
you could just go in there. I mean, you're 30 years old and be like, "Look, I've had acne since what, high school, junior high?"
Literally junior high, yeah.
Yeah. And you could just say, "I'm not interested in trying any other topicals." Like, I had a friend who really benefited from this, and this is
Yeah.
what I want to do. Because I did try everything.
I feel like I've tried, like, everything over the counter. I've never tried anything, like, medical. I mean, medical skincare, but, like, not, like, a
Right.
prescription or anything.
Right. Yeah. I literally had everything under the sun you can think of. I tried it. It didn't work. So I said, Accutane it is.
Well, maybe after I finally get a new OB, I'll get a dermatologist. New
You're really
Year
lacking in your
goals.
doctors, aren't you?
Yeah, dog.
How about the dentist?
You're my dentist. What do you mean?
I've been at the college for a couple years now. So come on.
Well, you were the last to clean my teeth.
Yeah, dude. Every 6 months. That's naughty.
You should also tell my husband that. He hasn't been to the
I
dentist
know.
in 10 years.
I know.
You know what
People.
he says?
His teeth are perfect. He's never had a cavity.
Yeah, my teeth are white. Why do I gotta go to the dentist?
Oh my god, don't. Just
I
stop.
said, don't ever say it to Avery. You'll get gut punched.
No, we can't go down this rabbit hole. It's gonna
No.
get ugly and people are gonna stop listening because they're gonna think I'm judgy. When I came up here tonight, I was up here getting this set up and he came, I don't know, he was in my space and I was like, I gotta get on my podcast, like get out.
Scat.
And then we somehow we were talking about how Collins is such a good sleeper and how it felt like though, like in the beginning, babies are just hungry, like it just is what it is. But
Yeah.
he we were talking about I've been so against trying to breastfeed after my experience with trying to breastfeed with Collins, but now
Mhm.
I'm like, maybe I will try it. Like I feel like Holly. Like I remember Holly always being like, yeah, no, I'm not breastfeeding anymore. Like
And then she
babies.
dabbled.
And then she'd think about it. Yeah, she'd try it and then she'd be like, nah. And I think
Yeah.
that's probably gonna be me. But he was basically like, just think if you breastfeed, how much harder it's gonna be because we were bottle feeding Collins, so like he could alternate with me or whatever.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, that's true. I was
That's
like,
what I always
honestly,
tell Dylan. I said, if we have a kid, I'm not breastfeeding, I'm bottle feeding, so you can also get up in the middle of the night and feed the child.
yeah, I could pump and he could still do it though. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but you still gotta wake up.
yeah,
You
you
might as well
do.
just do it.
Yeah. I was so alive with fear anyway. Like I was so wired and awake.
Yeah.
Like I think I definitely had like postpartum anxiety.
For sure. I feel like that's just like normal though. Like your first baby, like you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if they're breathing. Like
Yes.
what their cries mean because you
Yes.
just met this thing.
Literally. And
You
you're
don't
like,
understand it
who
yet.
is this stranger in my room? Go
You're
to
like,
sleep.
get out.
Yeah. But
Curfew.
he was like I said, honestly, I'm probably gonna get overwhelmed really fast and I'm gonna be like, never mind, I'm not doing this. Like even if my milk comes in, I'll be like, never mind. Just no.
100p.
And he's like, yeah, yeah, you will. And I was
Because
like,
just think
okay,
about
thanks
it,
for
like
being my biggest supporter. What the hell? You're supposed to say no, babe. I believe in you. I know you can do this. You're
dude, I
mentally strong.
know. Like, what does he mean?
I'm not mentally strong when it comes to that though. Like when you're sleep deprived and
No.
you're trying to heal and like it's a lot. And honestly, I commend people who can do it. Like,
Yeah,
oof,
that's wild. I already know that I'm just absolutely not giving it a chance.
yeah, and that's
It's a
okay.
no.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fair. I kind of like when I was pregnant with Collins, I was on the fence about it, but then once I had her, it was like this. At least for me, instinctual. Like, no, I need to do this. Like, my body needs to do this. I need
Yeah.
to. It was so weird. I don't. And then when my body like just would not produce anything. I mean, it was very minimal. Like I did pump for 3 weeks and 3.5 weeks, something. She was almost a month old when I stopped, but I was only getting enough to give her like 2 bottles a day.
So it just wasn't sustainable.
No, and I was so tired and I was so hormonal shifty and I was emo about my acne.
It just wasn't a good mix of anything.
No, so CJ's like, "Okay, I think it's okay to give up." And I was like, "It doesn't feel okay." Like I went to a lactation consultant. I worked with her a couple times at Javon Bay and she was really nice and she really tried to help, but and Collins latched so well. That's was the
Yeah.
irritating part. Like she would have been fine, but
She was
she
ready for that mommy milky.
she was and she was like pissed. Like, "Hey, where is it though?"
Yeah, like, ooh. A couple of drops ain't gonna do.
No, she's like, "I'm starving."
I'm literally starving.
Yeah. And finally, when I came to terms with it, and like, never at any point was I against giving her formula. We gave her formula in the hospital
Yeah.
because she was getting so little. Like, she was hungry. And
Yeah.
it's hard to sit there and be like, oh,
Fight
you
that.
hear your baby crying and you know that they're hungry. So, but breastfeeding's not for everyone, and formula feeding's not for everyone. Bottle feeding's not for everyone. Pumping's not for everyone. So,
No.
I think that it's a very personal choice, and you'll know when you're in it.
Yeah, and moral of the story, whatever works best for you, roll with it.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Regardless of what Susie down the street is saying.
Or
"Oh,
the
you
TikTok
don't
tells you.
breastfeed your children?"
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
I mean,
You
I think
know,
it's funny because I feel like breastfeeding wasn't a huge, like, my grandma didn't, neither of my grandparents breastfed, neither of my grandmas breastfed.
I wasn't breastfed. Look how I turned out.
Uh oh, I better breastfeed the next one. No.
Fair. Fair point.
Yeah. Collins is fine. I was breastfed. Um,
Hmm.
and the twins were to a certain point. Um, and Shane was too. My mom had a easier breastfeeding journey though. Like, it just her milk came in, the baby's latched, like it was all good.
It's all flowing.
Yeah, like she was even able to breastfeed twins. So
That's wild.
yeah,
Should have eaten a lot of calories.
yeah. I don't think she breastfed them for super long. I think maybe a couple months,
That's
but
a lot of work.
a lot.
I
Just
have
having
absolutely no idea,
twins.
but that's a lot of work.
Hmm. Yeah, and I feel like too, I was ready for my hormones to kind of try to chill.
Yeah. 100p.
I felt better when I stopped. So yeah, I mean, to each their own. And uh, yeah, I mean, I took. This is how little of a producer I was. I stopped pumping for one night, didn't get up all night long, and took some Sudafed. And like a day later, I was dried up.
And that was it. That did the trick.
Like, I think maybe maybe leaked a couple drops here and there after that.
They just
Or
weren't having it.
no, no. And when I went back, they're like, well, maybe there's a piece of placenta still left in there. And because
Oh,
I guess
wow.
that can prevent you from, like, because your body still thinks you're pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. But they're like, oh, you'll know because you'll start to get an infection. And I'm like, what?
Ugh. See, that's what I can't also deal with, like, the infections and things that come along with breastfeeding. What's it called?
Mastitis.
No, I simply can't even think about having that.
I've known a couple people that got it and it was gnarly.
No, like, mine are just sensitive in general.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like them touched,
Yeah.
brushed
Don't
up
do it.
against. No.
Don't do it then, because sometimes I remember when Collins would latch it,
Ugh.
it'd send like zingers through my whole
No.
body.
If I get a zinger through my teeth,
Yeah,
it's
it
over.
hurts. It
It's
didn't
done.
hurt all the time. I shouldn't say that. Like, after she was, and it wasn't every time. Like I said, she had a pretty good latch, but like I've heard if your
Ugh.
baby's latch is like bad, like they have a tongue tie or like a lip tie or something, like it hurts.
Mm-mm. I'm just thinking about, like, a zinger through my tooth,
Mm. It's like
and
that times 1,000.
no.
Okay, have you ever heard of lightning crotch?
I've heard of it, but I've never experienced it.
No, because you haven't been pregnant, but it hurts. Like, I didn't have it ever with Collins,
Is it
ever.
just, like, random shooting pains in your hoo-ha?
Yeah, it feels like a lightning shock. Yes, like a lightning bolt in your tooth, but through your whole body.
No. I'm
It
gonna have to
happened to
opt
me the
out of
other
all of it,
day.
actually.
Yeah. Let
It's
me
a no
just
for me, dog.
let me keep telling you all the glorious things, but so yeah, so in the new year, okay, we'll move past this now. Yes, we're jumping around. I don't know if you guys can pay
Jump
attention to
on
this.
it.
You're
Um,
gonna you're gonna do what? What's the
my New
word?
Year's resolutions?
Mhm. Yep.
Shit. I
We
feel
can
like
talk
I
about them early.
accomplished it all in 2025.
You are as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah, 2024 was my year.
Mhm.
2025, I don't know. We're just
We're
gonna
gonna
keep the grind going.
we're gonna revert backwards.
We're gonna actually put all the weight back on and start drinking again.
Yeah. Woo.
I'm just
No,
kidding. That's fucked up.
you got some stuff. You said you're gonna get a dermatologist.
Oh, that's right. That's
You're gonna
right.
get a gynecologist.
Yeah.
This
I mean, I have a gynecologist right now. I just
Well,
need to get one in, like, Rockford
he's gone though, right?
in my yeah, but I was using I've had one doctor's appointment, I think, with the, like, another one at the hospital.
Oh, like his replacement?
I think she was already there
Oh,
when he left,
just like
but
she like acquire his patients?
yes,
Okay,
basically.
got it.
And I've had one appointment. I should have had 2, but I didn't make the last one, and
Not your
so
favorite person or what?
I didn't mind her, no, I thought she
Oh,
was nice. I
oh,
just if I'm gonna have a kid, I feel like I wanna get, like, more I guess my insurance is more in district with Rockford hospitals,
yeah, yeah.
and, you know,
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, yeah. No, I know. I know where you're going with that. We
I
can
just think if my the way my brain works with intrusive thoughts, if something goes south, like, I would just rather be at a more
a bigger hospital.
trauma prepared hospital,
Yep.
basically.
Yeah, and Rockford has hospitals like prepared for like the NICU and
Yes, I have a NICU in their freaking hospital.
yeah, you don't want to be separated from your baby if you don't have to.
No, and I don't wanna be, like, flown somewhere or have to be transported, like, I'm just not.
That's how I was too. Like I feel like one of the big reasons I had Collins where I had her was because of like the NICU that they have and yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't want to have to risk being separated either. So,
yeah. So, I guess I'll look into that. I finally submitted to change my name at work
well good.
after 2.5 years of marriage.
So,
It's the
that's
last thing I was holding on to as a yacht.
yeah. It is
Shauna
weird.
Shauna already changed her name at work, so there's 2 yachts.
Oh god.
And I was like, "Well, maybe I should
You're
become
like
an
I guess
igloo."
it's time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really all I got. I'm sure there's others that are just not that I've thought of that I just can't think of right now.
Yeah. Well, it's
What
more that I don't as far as for New Year's resolutions, I guess just like try to sleep more.
I
Um
love sleep.
yeah.
Love it.
It's not going to be happening for me probably, but
No, no, it's not.
it all comes back.
You never
All
know,
comes
this
back
baby
around.
could sleep through the night, like, at 3 weeks old.
True. Yeah, that's true.
It
It does
happens.
happen.
I did.
Yeah. I did too. Um
Dylan did too, so which makes me think we're gonna get, like, a colic baby.
no, don't say that.
Well,
Don't say that. Well, Collins was honestly probably sleeping through the night around not through the night like as in well, I guess yeah. I bet she only woke up like once a night from the time she was like 6 weeks old. But I was so paranoid, I just couldn't sleep.
yeah.
Um I'm thinking I mean, I want to get healthier just in general. It's not really about losing weight for me. It's more just making better choices, I guess. I say that every year. I mean, sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. Some years I do, some years I don't.
It ain't
So
easy.
it's like that basic stuff. Moving my body more.
Joining Pilates. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're fitting the bill, I'll be there.
You know?
If it was in Oregon or Mount Morris, I think I'd be more apt to go. I just
Okay, but you're moving closer soon. All you gotta
yeah,
do is hop right on
okay.
Route 2.
One maybe 5 minutes closer, maybe.
Okay, that's still a good 5 minutes closer out of what, 12 minutes? 13 minutes?
Yeah. Well, maybe that will be next year's resolution. This year's resolution is going to be just get a walking pad and walk at home.
I got one that I don't use. Do you want it?
Yeah. And I think I wouldn't need a walking pad if we could go back in time and not have two little kids because we used to walk the dogs 3 miles a day.
Yeah.
That was my exercise, but
But it's nice to have in the winter too, and it's -20.
right. Yes. And it's just not realistic. And my kids are not going to sit and relax for a 3 mile walk. It's just not.
No.
That's not going to happen. Um, but I think I'll get a walking pad. I'll start just doing some light resistance training
Mhm.
exercises,
Mhm.
things like that. Yoga on YouTube because CJ and I used to do that like when we first got married and
You should actually just buy a yoga mat and do, mat Pilates on YouTube.
yeah, yeah, that's what we used to do. We didn't have a yoga mat though.
Yeah, you're gonna need one for mat
We just did
Pilates.
it on the rug, baby.
Wow, that's
It
like
was harsh on the knees and
raw
things of
dogging
that
it.
nature. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I could probably get a little cheapy one off Amazon, but
Dude, yeah, I just got one my mom put as a stocking stuffer, got me a $15 one
yeah,
from
yeah,
Target.
they're not that expensive.
No,
I mean, some of them are obviously just like anything, it varies, but
it's just the brand. You're gonna pay for the brand with those.
yeah. I'm just trying to start off small. I'm trying not to make that big of goals for myself because that's not how I work.
No, you don't wanna overwhelm yourself.
No, but I am a very much so. CJ and I are both like this, all or nothing people, and that's why he jokes that we can't do drugs because we would be addicts.
One time and you're addicts.
Yeah, we would be hooked.
I'm also a
Um,
type of person that if I don't see results right away, I'm discouraged and I give up.
are you?
I'm not like that anymore,
No.
but at the beginning, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like
I
that.
feel like no, I'm not. I feel not the opposite of that because the opposite of that would be like seeing results really fast and giving up.
Yeah,
Um, I think I'm more my dad's personality in the sense like my dad all of a sudden one day can just be like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit, and then he'll go out and run 5 miles. Like he did that for my wedding. He was
that's
running like 5 miles
crazy.
randomly. I'm like, have you ran in like the past like 10 years? And he's like, not really. I'm like, and
Dude,
you're just gonna go run 5 miles?
that's nuts. When I was running and I got up to 5 miles, I ran 5 miles once and I felt it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Never did it again.
He did hurt his knee like
Mm.
a year after we got married because he was running for a while there. He lost before my wedding. He lost like 45 pounds.
Oh my god, Scotty.
Yeah, in just he was like one day like, yeah, I'm not gonna be fat for this wedding, and then he just wasn't.
Love that for him.
Yeah, but
I
I
should have
have to
done that
be.
before my wedding.
Yeah, well,
I didn't do
we all make mistakes.
shit before my own wedding.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big motivator for me before my wedding. I was like, no,
Yeah,
I don't
you
want
lost
to.
like 800 pounds,
Yeah, like 20, but yeah,
but
for
you
sure.
had maybe like 4 to lose and you lost 20. So
No, I fluctuate between the same 20 pounds. Really,
I do
truly.
fluctuate quite a bit now. Like
Yeah,
I said, remember on Thanksgiving, I was like
yeah,
166 and I said I bet I'm in the 170s by the end of the night.
yeah.
And I
But that's
was.
but that's normal fluctuations. Like literally within a
Yeah.
day, you can fluctuate up to like 6 or 7 pounds.
Yeah, which is wild.
Just what fluid retention, things like that. But
Yeah.
hormones, women have a plethora.
Yeah, mine are trash. I'd like to exchange them.
Yeah, well, and then no, but I mean like, luckily, if I had really like basically bad genetics. Like if I shouldn't say bad genetics, but if I had the genetics to be a bigger person, I'd be a bigger person. Um
Oh, yeah. Same.
luckily like my parents aren't big people, and none of my grandparents are. No one in my family is like a bigger person. Like no one
Yeah.
struggled with obesity in my family.
Right.
Um otherwise the shit that I do, I should be about 70 pounds heavier.
Be careful. I thought that too, and then I came around the corner and I was 70 pounds heavier.
But I genuinely have never, like, gone over, like, my 20-pound threshold. Like, I will
That
gain
is
the
wild.
same and lose the same, but I don't, like, get super skinny either. I don't get super scrawny. Like, I
No,
could
I don't think
basically starve myself and I wouldn't get as skinny as some people can get, so
yeah, same. I don't think I'm ever gonna be like
I'm not gonna swag.
the only time I was, like, ill looking skinny is when I was actually ill with my
Right.
gallbladder.
That's different.
Otherwise, I don't think a healthy version of my body will
Ye
be anything less than 150 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't even think I could get there if I tried.
Mm-mm.
Like, I'm, like, stuck between, like, 163 and, like, 169,
Yeah, but
170.
I think you look healthy now. I think if you lost another 10 pounds, it would look kinda g I don't think where would you lose it from?
I could show you.
You know what? Never mind. I don't
Careful
wanna
what
see
you
it.
ask for.
I got for my wedding, like
These hips, baby, they could get tossed.
oh god. No, that's just the way that your body's shaped.
Yeah, no, my hip bones are extra wide.
I wish I had a little bit more of that.
Let me give you some.
Like, during pregnancy is the only time I have any inkling of a backside curve,
Oh,
you
I'm
know?
scared to get pregnant because I'm gonna be a double wide.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. I
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like people make it more complicated than what it is. Like after you have kids, and they're like, "Oh, it's so hard to lose the weight." I think it's, and trust me, like I didn't lose all my weight after I had Collins. I would say
I'd say
I
it's
was,
all mental for sure.
yeah, I was still about, I think from my pre-pregnancy weight with Collins to the time I got pregnant this time, I was about 15 pounds heavier. Um, so I didn't get rid of all of it for sure, but now that I have a better handle on like, I think it all matters too, like a home work life balance,
Mhm.
a partner who's helpful,
Yeah.
your mindset. You know, if you're not in a good mindset, you're not gonna be able
No.
to
I would say that was
address that.
with losing my weight over the past year, I would say it's 98% mental
Yeah, I agree.
because your mentality affects what you do physically and I mean what you eat. Like
Yeah,
it would determine like what kind of state of mind I was in, what I would make for dinner.
right. Same. And I think too, another thing like outside of the mental aspect of it, it's just consistency with making good decisions. Because once you've been
Mhm.
making those good decisions long enough, it's a no brainer. It's like, okay,
Yes.
it's only work for so long. And then you
Mhm.
get in these good habits. And see, but this is where my all or nothing comes in. I'll be real good about something. And even like when I was keto, like if I even had anything sweet, it disgusted me. Like honestly, it really did. Like it
Yeah.
didn't taste good. I was like, oh, this tastes so like fake, like gross.
Yeah, well, keto messes with that though,
Yeah, true.
the way you like your
Like all
taste and
that.
everything.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But after like
But I get
what?
what you mean.
Yeah, like once I let myself slip back into old habits just for a little extended amount of time, now I'm diving headfirst into shitty habits. It's hard
Yes.
for me to balance the two. I can either do all this or all this, and it's hard to find a middle ground for me. And that's
I've
where like the lines blur.
I've found a good middle ground of where every weekend I pick one weekend day
Uh-huh.
and I eat whatever the fuck I want.
Just one weekend day.
Yeah, I mean, there's times during the week that I'm like, yeah, McDonald's sounds great, let's get
Sure.
it. But I've also learned to teach myself that just because I had one bad meal in my day doesn't mean the rest of my day is shit.
No.
I
Yeah.
can still have 2 healthy meals.
Yeah.
It's literally just all about balance and consistency.
Yeah.
McDonald's on Wednesday night for lunch and maybe again on Saturday for dinner
Mhm.
isn't gonna fuck my progress.
No, it certainly isn't. But see, I think that's the mindset I started getting into too much. I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
I used to be like that too. I'd
I'm
have
down 20 pounds, so who cares? Like, I
yeah.
can still eat and drink. And for a long time, it worked. Like, because
Mhm.
after my wedding, I was not keto anymore, and I was eating like slowly but surely, slipping back into old habits. But then it just progressed, 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 and I wasn't gaining much weight back. And so I
Mhm.
wasn't seeing that happen. So I'm like, oh, I can do whatever I want, but PSA, it always catches you.
Yeah,
Might
I'm very
take a
mindful
year,
now.
might take a pregnancy, but it's gonna get you.
Yeah, I'm very
Mhm.
mindful of that now. Like today, I mean, I wouldn't say I ate bad today, but I mean, we made tacos and I had some cookies and I did have some ice cream too.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I mean, tomorrow I'm gonna go back to my normal Greek yogurt in the morning,
Yeah.
protein
I think this is an
nonsense.
unpopular opinion, and I think people maybe not unpopular, it's just the way that it is. It's really just calorie deficit. Hate to
Mhm.
tell people that, but
Well, I've also geared away from even looking at calories. I don't look at calories anymore. I
yeah.
just look at how many ingredients are in things.
Mhm.
And if I see like 38 ingredients and then it's 50 calories, that's still shit to me.
Sure. I'm just mean like your initial weight loss. Like
Yes.
initially,
Yeah.
you're probably eating more calories than what you need if you're gaining weight.
Yeah.
That is what you're doing. So
Yes.
if you just take a step back and really analyze what you've eaten in a day, and it's like 3,500 calories, it's probably and you need 2,000.
Yeah.
mm, and that sure can add up quick,
Oh, yeah.
and you
Very
won't even know it. Like, I know some people are like, all I ate today was I had my Starbucks coffee and I had my um I got a banana loaf from there. Okay, well, let me tell you right now,
That was probably 1,000 calories.
if you get a peppermint mocha latte in the medium size, that's 400 calories.
Not to
If you
mention the
get
sugar content.
right, but I mean, and then if you get the banana bread or whatever, it's like 270 or 300 something, like right there is like 750 calories or some
Yeah,
shit.
and were you full?
No, and then
No.
you snack a little later, and then you have lunch, and then you snack, and then you have dinner. By then, you're probably up to like 3,000 so like, and I'm
Yeah.
guilty of it. Like, I'm guilty of it. So it's just, I think it is important to pay attention to ingredients first and foremost for health. But if you're really trying to lose weight, like, don't do a fad diet. Just watch your calorie intake.
Yeah, you don't have to do some wacky shit, like,
No.
just make mindful choices.
Yeah.
I mean, because really a lot of it is your diet.
Uh huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
moving your body and exercising absolutely helps, and you should also do that,
Yeah.
but what you consume is a huge factor.
Yeah. We're dietitians, and
Yeah, I
so
actually just got my degree last week, so
so just ask us. We have it all figured out.
I
It's
lost 65 pounds, so obviously I'm certified now.
and I took a
You took a
physical
nutrition class, right?
yes, and yep, and I took a physical activity for the elderly course,
Okay, well,
65 and up. Yeah.
let's start a business.
And actually really right now is when, like, once you turn 30 your cells start dying. You start
Oh, yeah, literally,
progressing.
literally when people say you go downhill when you turn 30, it's real life.
Oh yeah. So now is when, like, I saw this reel or post or whatever the other day, like, it's no longer about having hot girl summers. It's about, like, what do you want your body to be able to do when you're 70,
Yes,
you
I
know?
I wanna still be doing Pilates at 70 years old.
You know, it's pretty amazing though. Like, even when you're like 65, 70, or what was it? Don't quote me on this. I still have the book somewhere, but I think and if you're below 60 years old or 65, somewhere in that, you can still gain as much muscle mass as like a 30-year-old.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you just put your mind to it, like if you do weight, like resistance training is
yes,
so important. Like
yes.
heavy lifting is like actually not the
No,
best.
that's what Pilates is too, resistance training.
Yeah, that's like the best thing you can do.
I'm gonna be beat bopping till I'm 90 at the Pilates studio.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good for you. And like resistance bands, um,
Mhm.
swimming, like low impact.
Yeah, I actually it's funny you say that. I've brought this up before, but I thought about taking classes water aerobics. I wanna do
Mhm.
water aerobics.
It's really good for you and it's good for your joints.
Yes, sign me up. Put me in a
Uh-huh.
class.
Uh-huh.
Put me in, coach.
Biking, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, People aren't gonna like this either, but like running,
Ugh,
not the best for you for
bad
your
on those
joints and your
joints.
mm-hmm.
I can tell
Like
you when I
walking
was
was
running,
yeah,
my shit was hurting.
yeah,
My
yeah,
shit was hurting. My knees, I got shin splints all over again.
yeah.
Ain't
It's not
it?
yeah, you can't. I think I think that if you like to run, if that's your like hobby, that's your go-to, then by all means, but
It
if
ain't
you're
for
not a runner,
everybody.
don't feel bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
don't
it's not
succumb,
the
bruh.
best thing. It's
No.
not. It's not.
I feel
So,
like runners also know that.
they do.
I mean, it's
Same
great
thing
for
with
your cardiovascular system, but, like,
sure. Sure.
it's
But
a no for
so is
me.
walking. It's a really,
It's the
literally
same thing for you.
same thing, it just takes longer.
Yeah, yes. But I'd
Much
rather
better.
walk all day than get down with a yog.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like a jog feels good. Not a long one, like a mile maybe,
Yeah, yeah, and
you know.
anything past a mile, I'm
I
heading back.
I wonder if I could run well, right now, I'm in no
Okay,
shape.
yeah, not right now, bitch. You're like 8 months pregnant.
Yeah, but I wonder I'm gonna try to run a mile again one day. We'll see
Let's do
how it
it
goes.
together. I'm down.
Alright. Alright.
We'll get competitive with each other, and we won't stop running.
True. We ran sprints that one day.
Yeah, no, yeah, that took a lot out of me
That was wild and crazy.
for, like, weeks after.
Mhm.
I mean, who just randomly goes and does 10 100-meter sprints, 100-yard sprints?
We did, and I don't run.
I wasn't running at that time either, and that's when I was also weighed my heaviest. So my joints were pissed.
Which is crazy. You know, I think about this sometimes when you're saying like you weighed your heaviest and stuff. You were working out like twice a day.
Yeah, but I was eating like a shitbag and drinking 5 days a week. Not 5 days a week, that's dramatic. Probably 2 to 3 times a week, but heavily
Were you drinking
drinking.
at that point?
Huh?
Were you still drinking at that point?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I was.
What kind of things were you drinking? Because
Captain and Cokes.
mm, they'll get you.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day the twisted teas too.
That yeah, pure sugar, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like I was drinking, like I wasn't having, like, 2 Captain Cokes. If I ordered a Captain Coke,
True.
Dylan would roll his eyes because he knew there was probably 8 or 9 to follow.
Aha. And
It
there
was
you
my
have it.
yeah, it was my kryptonite.
Yeah. I forget it. I forget about the CNC.
Yeah, CNC, baby. Not as bad as the bird dog days, but
Oh God, ain't that right? It's so
shit.
weird. It's like such like a buried memory, like back in my
Yeah,
like
sometimes
all
that
that.
still randomly like, you know when a random, like, memory pops in your head and you're like, "Ooh."
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Sometimes it
all the
still
time.
gets me and I get nauseated.
The peach bird dog whiskey was too much. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, I don't know, man.
That was probably your lowest calorie content though, because you were drinking it
Yeah,
straight
I wasn't mixing it
and
with
with water
anything.
sometimes.
Yeah, no, I would just dash some water in it to tone it down a little bit, and I would remember we were playing that game one night, and I was just chugging glasses of Bird Dog,
Oh God.
and then we went to the bar.
Ugh. Yeah, you could really hold your liquor actually.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about that, I have like 6 beers and that is over. I'm puking if I have 6
Yeah,
beers.
no, I would remember when I drank a whole bottle of Bird Dog?
Yeah, no, I know. Wow. Who'd you get that from, Jackie or Jeff?
Neither probably my Uncle Bo. I had to be real. My
Oh,
parents don't
wow.
drink. Well, maybe there's a reason.
Did your parents ever drink?
I don't know.
That's
I
something
mean,
I'd like to ask them.
I vividly remember as, like, a child, like, when they would go like, we would hang out with, like, Michelle and Brad and, like, the Kesslers, they would
Mhm.
have, like, wine coolers.
Okay.
I remember that as a kid, but, like, never, like, more than 1.
Wow. The self-control.
But maybe they had a bad experience. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see
I
them
don't
ever being
either.
big drinkers.
Were either of their parents alcoholics?
No. I mean,
Mm.
my mom's dad was a drinker and smoker,
Mhm.
and
I
that's
think
probably
that
where
can
Bo gets
sometimes
it.
stray people away from it, like, if their
Mhm.
parents were heavy drinkers or, like, if they've just been around bad examples of that.
Yeah, bad habits, yeah.
Huh. My parents, honest to God, my parents probably drink more now than they ever did, and not saying they drink a lot,
No, but I
but
mean, they're empty nesters, their kids are all
yeah,
grown up,
and
they're
they go out to dinner and, like, have drinks
they're
with, like,
living it
friends.
up.
Yeah, they're not, like, bar hopping by any means.
No, and there's nothing wrong if they did decide to go bar hop.
Yeah, true, I encourage it at times.
Yeah.
But growing up, we never even had alcohol in the house, like,
No. Do you
I
remember my
don't ever
parents had that
remember.
one bottle of brandy in the house?
Really?
Yeah, don't you remember we were drinking it?
We were? Brandy? How old were we?
We were 21,
Sick.
and
Desperate.
I filled it
We
back
must
up
have
with
had no
water.
money. Oh,
No, we probably didn't because we were probably spending it all on booze
we're like, this is
and
all we got
McDonald's.
left. Yeah, we have to drink the Jan's brandy
Yeah.
that we all know they're not gonna drink, so you're welcome.
No, literally, yeah, I filled it back up with water, and it's never been mentioned, so
They didn't know. Um, my parents rarely. But I'm thinking of this now. If I have 4 freaking kids and
you
they're
ain't got
all
time.
no, you don't. You're too tired. Like,
Yeah.
drinking just makes me tired at this point, I feel like, at this
Yeah.
point in my life. And
100p.
so, a lot of times it's not worth it because I'm like, it's just gonna make me wanna go to bed. So if I wanna hang out and have fun and be cool, like, especially, like, last season on, like, football Sundays, I rarely drank
Oh,
because
god.
I'm like, I don't wanna miss I'm gonna fall asleep on the couch and miss, like, the second slot of games if I start drinking, like, even mimosas and stuff, like, I just can't do it anymore.
Do you remember though when we used to slam
Yeah.
drinks on football Sunday?
Yeah, I would
and
be
just
hammered by the night game.
wake
Yeah.
we just wake up on Monday and go to work and act like nothing was wrong.
And then I had to clean people's teeth for 10 hours
Dude, that's fucked up.
and then do it again on Tuesday. I was working 9 to 7 on Monday and Tuesday.
And we probably went to the bars.
No, I know. We probably did.
Taco Tuesday, Tipsy
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah. Totally.
Wasted Wednesday.
I do question how I did that. I mean, I think kids do that. There's a huge
Oh,
turning point
yes.
from like 21 to like 25 even, where
Mhm.
you're like, "Oh, I just really cannot do this anymore."
No,
Like it's
at
just a
all.
short stint.
Yes.
Some people can pull it off their whole life.
Dylan still
Kudos.
pulls it off. He does.
And he can go to work the next
Yeah.
day.
Last Sunday,
Oh,
he got
no.
hammered during the Bills game, woke up Monday, went to work, perfectly fine.
I promise you I would be in my grave
Oh, same. Same.
now.
There's no way if I start to drink again, right, even if I was still drinking this whole year,
Yeah.
there's no fucking way.
No. No. The hangovers I get now and stuff are not worth it.
Oh god, my hangovers used to be so bad. I'd just lay in bed and cry.
Mhm. Mhm.
It ain't worth it.
No. No. It's
I
not.
just dabble with an Eddie here and there.
Yeah. And honestly, CJ's been telling me this for years, but that's the way to go
It's the move. It is.
because then you don't feel like you're gonna die.
No, I just take 5 milligrams, and as long as I don't show up to the warehouse and crash a fork truck, I don't
Okay,
think they're gonna
good.
drug test
Don't
me.
be
So
don't be operating those anyway, whether you're on drugs or
no, yeah,
not.
if I hop on a forklift at work, you should drug test me.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I'm on site, and so I'm so
Yeah.
right.
Right. Very, very scary.
Yeah. Well, so I can conclude this squirrely ass episode of just Ave and I.
No,
Yeah.
really, McCall, cut about half this out.
Yeah, she's gonna have to do some mad editing skills. So sorry, Mole. Honestly, she's good at it. It'll be
Mhm.
fine. It'll work out.
Mhm.
But tune in next week because we do have that special guest coming on. You guys might have guessed him. You guys might have no freaking clue who it is,
Yep.
but it'll be a good one. So stay tuned and thanks for listening.
Bye.
Peace out, clocked out crew.